The IELTS Writing Task 2 is the most important part of the IELTS writing exam because it carries double the marks of the Writing Task 1. This means that if you are able to conquer your Writing Task 2, then you have arguably passed your exam. But a lot of candidates struggle with it because of the time. They say they don't know how to manage their time. They say that they don't know how to tackle the question. And some others just say that they don't even know what to say. They get a question and they have absolutely no idea on what to say. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through a whole IELTS writing task 2 exercise. We're going to be starting off with how to analyze the question, how to write your introduction, how to generate points, organize these points. All of this we'll be doing in record time. If you are interested in this, keep watching. Okay, so we're going to be starting off with this writing task 2 question. So I'm going to be showing you how to handle a question. We're going to start off by analyzing. We're going to have our introduction. We're going to generate ideas, have a conclusion, organize everything. And I'm going to be showing you step by step for an IELTS writing, for a typical IELTS writing task 2 question. As you can see, our timer is here. It's set to 40 minutes. And let's start. I just released my IELTS speaking course. So I've been coaching candidates for the IELTS exam for the last 5 years, and I have decided to make my own course. If you are interested in taking advantage of this, then it's going to be free for the first 20 people, okay, because it's a new course. So if you want to know more about this, links will be in the description box. Also, if you are interested in essay checking services or coaching services, links to all these things will be in the description box. So make sure you check them out and take advantage of these packages. So this is our question. Okay, so since I posted our question, I'm going to start the timer. Okay, so it's already ticking. It says here, more and more people are becoming seriously overweight. Some people think a solution can be to increase the price of fattening foods. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this opinion? Okay, so with this prompt, this is an opinion question. Okay, this is our prompt here, and this is our task. The prompt is a statement basically telling us what is happening in the world, and the task is telling us what we need to do about it. We need to say to what extent we agree or disagree with this prompt. Okay, so let's start off with, I like to start off with writing my introductory paragraph. Maybe not the whole paragraph, but at least the first part. So your introductory paragraph is made up of two things: a paraphrase of the question and your a follow-up question, or a follow-up statement, sorry. So those are the two things that make up your introductory paragraph. Again, a paraphrase of the question and a follow-up statement. Okay, so let's start off by paraphrasing this question or the prompt. Okay, and what does it mean to paraphrase? It simply means to say what has been said in a different way. Okay, so you're saying the same thing, but you're saying it in your own words, the way you understand it. So here it's saying more and more people are becoming seriously overweight. Some people think the solution can be to increase the price of fattening foods. So more than just saying this back by replacing words, we can start off by saying something general about the situation and then working in this statement into it. So maybe we could start off by saying something like, these days, on account of the increased popularity of fast foods and the busy lives that most people in big cities live, people, or let me say the population of obese, so I'm not going to say overweight, I'll say obese people is increasing. Okay, so basically that, I have paraphrased the first part. So this part about the solution can be to increase the price of fattening foods. To what extent do you agree or disagree? I don't know if I agree or disagree yet. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this. When you get your question, you may feel like on a normal day, this is my opinion, but don't choose that side yet. Okay, don't support the side you would normally support. Why? Because sometimes the side you would normally support may not have relevant, strong points that will help you write a good essay. Sometimes the side you do not support as a person may have very good, strong, relevant points that are good to explain, that would give you a very beautiful essay. So the best thing to do is go to the brainstorming part. So that's the next thing I'm going to do here. Okay. So they're saying that the solution is to increase the price of fattening foods. Okay. I'm going to have two headings. Reasons why increasing the price of fattening foods would reduce obesity. And on the other side, I'll have the opposite of that. Reasons why increasing. Let me just do this. Reasons why increasing the price of fattening foods will not reduce obesity. Okay, so now let's see how many points we can think about on both sides. Okay, so let me know in the comment section, what do you think are the reasons why if we increase the price of fattening foods, it will reduce obesity? You can type your points in the comment section. What would be your own points? And then on the other side as well, what are some reasons why if we increase the price of fattening foods, it would not reduce obesity? What points can you brainstorm and think about on this different parts of this argument? Okay, so let's see how many good, valid, relevant points we can both come up with. Okay, however, I'll be writing this based on my own points. So, what are the reasons why, if we increase the price of fattening foods, it will reduce obesity? Of course, the most obvious one is that people would not afford it. Okay, so this is my skeleton. I'm just gonna make things write things in short form. I'm not going to write the full thing out. But if people cannot afford it, then they will not buy those kinds of foods, and then they would have to buy the healthy foods, and then they would lose weight or they would not gain weight. Okay. What else? What else? What else? What other reason for this? I think that's a major reason, you know. And reasons why this would not work is that um, naturally healthy foods are more expensive. It's just a natural thing. And if they would increase the price of those fattening foods, okay, but now I think about it, if they increase the price of fattening foods, the money that they get from those who would still buy it anyway could be used to grow healthy food. So yes, I think that I could add to this, okay? And then give to farmers to grow healthy. Okay, I'll just say grow healthy. Okay. Do I have any other reason why this is why I agree with this? Yes, I have another reason, because most of the people who consume unhealthy food are people who are poor, and they buy this food because it's cheap. So if the price is increased, poor people would not be able to afford it anymore, and then yeah, so that's it. People who buy these foods are poor. Okay, now I'll give 1 point to the other side. It's not going to be a strong point, but I'll give 1 point on that side so that I can counter it. That people would still buy what they want anyway. People will still buy. People will still buy if they really want. Okay, so, but then I will counter this by saying, however, it would reduce. Okay, because it will reduce because most people will no longer be able to afford it. Okay, so basically this is my outline, this is my skeleton, and from this I'm going to write my essay. Okay, so I think I'm ready to write. So based off of this, I already know what side I am on. I already know that I agree with this to a large extent. So that will help me write my follow-up statement. Okay, so I've said these days, on account of the increased popularity of fast foods and the busy lives, they should be lives, that most people in big cities live, the population of obese people is increasing. Okay, now I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to say, in my opinion, because this is an opinion essay, so it's good to say, in my opinion, increasing the price. Do I want to say increasing the price raising, let's say raising the cost of these unhealthy foods would be an effective way to discourage people from consuming them. All right, so I have this. So this is already my first paragraph. I have my paraphrase of the question and my follow-up statement, which is my opinion statement. For an opinion essay, your follow-up statement has to be your opinion statement. And now I'm going to start writing my essay with my first paragraph. And for an opinion essay, you should always start with the part you support. I'm supporting this thesis, so I'm going to start off with that. Okay, my first point here is that if people would afford it, will not be able to afford it, and that will help to preserve their health. So I'm going to start off by saying to start with, let's say, I don't want to say increasing again, inflating the price of junk foods. Junk foods may seem mean at first, but eventually it would be of great it would improve the health status of the society. This is because if people can no longer afford these if people can no longer afford these meals that contain trans fats, high amounts of salt and sugar, they would be forced to purchase the less expensive and healthier options. They'll be forced to purchase not the just less expensive and healthier options like vegetables and whole foods. I want to say it this way: the government would be automatically making a choice for the people, which would be the most beneficial choice. Okay, that's my first point, which is about them. So about this part that they can give the farmers the money to grow foods. I'm gonna add that as another paragraph. More so, or do I say furthermore? More so, this strategy would be encouraged, or could be encouraged, or this strategy could encourage local farmers to grow um, more healthy plants, as the revenue gotten gotten from the sale of, I don't want to use junk foods again, let's say unhealthy foods could be given to these farmers. We see more, so the strategy could encourage local farmers to grow more healthy plants, as the revenue gotten from the sale of unhealthy foods could be given to these farmers. Um, as a result, mm, vegetables and fruits, the production of vegetables and fruits would be subsidized by the bad habits, by the consumption of of the consumption of junk foods, and this cycle will eventually, let me scroll down a bit. This cycle will eventually cause, deter, or this, I don't want to say discourage, but because I already said encourage, but just say deter people from choosing the more expensive option. Okay. Okay, so I think I've talked about just these two, and just by presenting, extending, and presenting and extending them by stating my point. So as I write here, I present my point, and then all I do here is to extend it and explain why and how this is going to work, or why and how this happens. Okay, so that's basically that. I think I've already done a good job with this. Do I need to? This essay is already getting really long. I may want to add one short paragraph where I talk about the other side. Mm, or maybe I can convert this paragraph to me talking about the other side. Mm, oh, I'm going to change this whole paragraph. Okay, or not the whole thing, but just a part of it. Now, mm, mm, although some people may not like this policy and will continue to purchase um, these unhealthy meals, system, their purchases could be used to support healthy food production. Okay, yeah. Then I'm gonna say this could be done by um, giving, yeah, and then I'll take out this whole part. This could be done by giving the revenue gotten from the sale of unhealthy foods to these farmers or to farmers. This could be done by giving the revenue gotten from uh, giving the revenue gotten from the sale of unhealthy foods to farmers to encourage the production of vegetables and fruits at a subsidized rate. Then I go on to eventually. Eventually, citizens will be deterred from choosing the more expensive option and lean towards healthy choices. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm good with this. Um, yeah, I'm not going to talk about the fact that it's poor people that usually buy unhealthy foods. Or maybe I can insert that somewhere. Is there anywhere I can insert that? Other people may not like this policy and will continue to choose unhealthy meals. Their purchases. Okay, let me add that here. At a subsidized rate. More so, more so. This would give um, poor people. This would make healthy foods. This would make healthy foods the primary option for poor people. For poor people who usually are forced to buy junk foods due to financial constraints. What if financial constraints are like when your finances are not enough and it forces you to do things you would normally not do. Constraints. Okay. Yeah. So I think I've been able to include most of my points here. Poor people and how we can make a cyclical program that would still help everyone. So yeah, I think I've covered all of that. So now I'm going to write my conclusion. In conclusion, it's my concluding paragraph. In conclusion, um, though um, though um, obesity, I'm going to use obesity again. I can repeat it because I used it in my first paragraph and this is my last paragraph. It's kind of far apart. Okay, though obesity is a major health and economic problem worldwide. Okay. Now, because it's an opinion essay, whenever you end your opinion essay, you want to end it with strong words like I strongly believe, I'm strongly convinced. Worldwide, I am convinced that with the implementation of price hikes for less healthy healthy food options and repurposing of that of those funds to um, to healthy healthy food production or funds towards, I don't want to say healthy again, towards foods that are of great health benefits. Um, this issue this issue could be curbed or can be mitigated. Yeah, can be mitigated. Can be mitigated effectively. Full stop. I am done. I still have 14 minutes and about 13 seconds on the clock, and I'm going to be using this time to review my essay. So I have tried to write very quickly. Why? Because I need time to review. Okay? In fact, I would arguably say that the two major parts of your writing are your brainstorming and your review sections, because you would not know how many errors you have made until you decide to review. So let's review this. Okay. When you want to review, the first thing you want to do is go back to your question and ask yourself, have I answered this question? It's very important. So the question here says, more and more people are becoming seriously overweight. Some people think a solution can be to increase the price of fattening foods. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Okay, now I'm going to start reading my essay. I'm going to review my essay by reading out loud and asking myself as I go through it, is it answering the question? Is it answering the question? Is it answering the question? Okay. Although the best way to make sure you're answering the question is to brainstorm before you start writing, and brainstorm like this so that you are very sure that whatever points you are generating in the first place are directly answering the question. But still, I will go through this essay with that in mind. These days, on account of the increased popularity of fast foods and the busy lives that most people in big cities live, the population of obese people is increasing. Okay, in my opinion, raising the cost of these unhealthy foods would be an effective way to discourage people from consuming them. Okay, so I think this is a good one. Okay, moving on. As we read through, we're looking out for grammatical errors, spelling errors, punctuation errors. To start with, inflating the price of junk foods may seem mean at first, but eventually, I think I should put a comma here, may still seem mean at first, but eventually it would improve the health status of the society. This is because people can no longer no because people because if yeah this should be if this is because if people can no longer afford these meals that contain trans fats, high amounts of salt and sugar, and high amounts of salt and sugar, comma, they would be forced. You see, many mistakes here. They would be forced to purchase less expensive and healthier options like vegetables and whole foods. This way, the government would be automatically making a choice for the people, which would be the most beneficial choice. Can I change this? Or should be the most beneficial maybe option? Okay, moving on. No, this doesn't need a comma here. Although some people may not like this policy and will continue to purchase these unhealthy meals, their purchases and will continue to buy these unhealthy meals. Their purchases could be used to support healthy food production. This could be done by giving the revenue gotten from the sale of unhealthy foods to farmers to encourage the production of vegetables and fruits at a subsidized rate. More so, this would make healthy foods, no, not more so, maybe as consequently, because this is cause and effect. Consequently, this would make healthy foods the primary option for poor people who are usually forced to buy junk foods due to financial constraints. Eventually, I say consequently, healthy foods would become cheaper, making them okay. Consequently, comma, healthy foods would become cheaper, making them the primary option for poor people who usually are forced to buy junk foods due to financial constraints. Eventually, citizens will be deterred from choosing the more expensive option and lean towards healthy choices. Let me say fattening foods. Will be deterred from choosing more expensive, let's say, foods. Okay, and lean towards healthier choices. Let me say um, healthier and cheaper and healthier choices. Lean towards cheaper and healthier choices. Yeah. Okay. In conclusion, though obesity is a major health and economic problem worldwide, I am convinced that with the implementation, I wrote implement, with the implementation of price hikes for less healthy food options and repurposing, terrible spelling, repurposing of these funds towards foods that are of great health benefit, this issue can be mitigated effectively. All right, so I think I have answered this question. Yes, I have said that I agree. And it's an effective way. It's the best way. Yeah. So this is a great essay. For the word count. Now, the best way to do your word count is by um, eye estimation. Okay. And what is eye estimation? Eye estimation says that four complete lines have 80 words. Okay. So what is a complete line? It is a line that starts here at the beginning and ends here at the end. So this is a complete line. Okay, this second line is not a complete line. This third line is not a complete line. The fourth line is definitely not a complete line. So four complete lines have 80 words. So if I'm trying to get approximately 240 words, I'm saying 240 because I'm trying to work with multiples of four. So to get 240 words, I need approximately 12 complete lines. And with that, if I can find 12 complete lines in my essay, then I know definitely I have more than 250 words. Okay. So once you can find this amount of lines in your essay, then you know you're good to go. So if we can work with that, then we'll be able to realize that this essay already has enough words. But then, what I would usually advise that you do is this: when you start off practicing your IELTS writing task 2, you can use a word counter and count your words. And once you can look at the format of your essay and see what an adequate word count looks like, then once you look at your essay, you would already know, oh, this essay has enough words or it doesn't have enough words. Okay, because just by looking at it, you already know what an essay with the adequate number of words look like. So when you see one that doesn't look like that, then you would know that it probably doesn't have enough words. Okay, so I'm going to stop my timer here because right now I'm already done. I'm just talking and explaining things out. So let's stop this timer here and voila, this is my essay. I will not be adding to it. I will not be touching it. At this point, we're going to go on. So you can see I finished this essay with 8 minutes to spare. And this could also be your case in the exam. If you are able to do everything I did, analyze the question, write your paraphrase. So immediately you get the question, immediately you understand and assimilate the question, the first thing you want to do is go on to write your paraphrase. Okay? Even before you start brainstorming your points, before you decide what side you are going to support or go against, if it's an opinion essay, brainstorm. And if it's any other type of essay, then you're not supporting or going against any side. You're simply just talking about both sides. So go on and brainstorm, write out your points so that you already know you get some direction. And then when you start writing, all you're doing is expanding those points, making them make sense, explaining why and how they happen, and possibly adding an example. Okay, so at this point, let's go on to check this essay with an essay checklist. So I'm going to be including the checklist in the comment section, in the description section, so you can download it for yourself and use it to check your essays. Okay, and so let's go on and see. Okay, so this is our checklist here. I'm going to take away this because we don't need it anymore. Okay, so the first thing here says, have I convincingly answered the question I was asked? Okay, so of course we know we have done this because it was from the question that we made our points. So definitely we have answered the question we were asked. Okay, so next it says, do I have relevant points? Relevant points are points that are relevant to the question. So definitely, yes, we have relevant points. Have I answered all parts of the question? Yes, I have answered all parts of the question because it says to what extent do you agree or disagree. I agreed and I stated that here. In my opinion, raising the cost of these unhealthy foods would be an effective way to discourage, so I'm agreeing with this point. So you don't necessarily need to say I agree to this. You don't have to, but you can imply it by what you say and by the kind of points you give. Okay, and then also you imply it in your introductory paragraph, you imply it by your body paragraphs or the points you give, and then you also imply it in your conclusion by saying I am strongly believe or I'm strongly convinced. Okay, so these are the places where you state the side that you support. Next, have I answered all parts of the question? Yes. Have I properly developed my points? Yes, I believe so because I have presented my points and I have explained how and why they would be good or why they would be effective. Okay, have I written 250 words? I believe so, but I would use a word counter here to see how many words I have. So choose word count. Let's display the word count for this. Okay, it says 360 words, but I want to know just the word counts for the essay. So here I have 278 words. So as you can see, I have more than enough words in this essay. So that's good. My word count is good. Okay, so moving on. Next says, are the points in my essay logically organized? Yes, they are because it starts off with an introduction. I have my body paragraphs and then I have a conclusion. Okay, is my essay clear and easy to understand? I believe it is. However, an external eye would be better able to check this. Are my ideas connected to each other? The way we do this is with cohesive devices, and I think I have a number of them. To start with, I have these days. This is a cohesive device here. Okay, I have, in my opinion, is a cohesive device stating my opinion. I have, to start with, another cohesive device here, trying to link things. So as a rule of thumb, if you can, before the start of every sentence or in front of every sentence, you want to have a cohesive device that links this sentence to what you have said before. For this one, I have this is because. Okay, linking this sentence to what I said before. This way, okay, linking this sentence to what I have said before. Although, okay, is linking this paragraph to the paragraph. So it's like, although That paragraph is, some people may not like it, you know. So all of these are my coercive devices. This is another coercive device here. Okay, consequently, another nice coercive device. Okay, showing cause and effect eventually is another nice cohesive device. So basically I have good cohesive devices here linking every part of my essay to the next. In conclusion, this is a cohesive device that is a signposting word. All right, so I can confidently say yes, my ideas are connected to each other. Does my essay have a smooth flow from one point to the other? I believe so, but an external eye will be able to judge that. Have I avoided repeating the same words again and again? I tried my best. So when it comes to repetition, you should try your best. However, there are some words that will just be inevitably repeated. Okay, for example, I think unhealthy and healthy I repeated a number of times just because it's kind of hard not to. So I try to change it sometimes to healthier. Okay, but I had unhealthy, unhealthy here, unhealthy. Oh my god, this is a wrong word. There's nothing like unhealthy. Healthy. No, this is a wrong word. So, yes, this is a wrong word. This should be healthy, not healthy. How many times did I say healthy when I should have said? Okay, but you know what? I wouldn't do this. I'll come back to this. I will use what you call this, an autocorrecting app to check my essays. Does my essay have a smooth flow from one point to another? I think so. Have I avoided repeating the same words? I tried. Have I included uncommon words in my essay while communicating precisely what I want to say? I try to do this. I mean, I have financial constraints somewhere here. That's an uncommon word. I have repurposing here. I have words like automatically, just some words that we probably would not hear every day, a few of them. But the point of using uncommon words is that you have to use them correctly, the way they ought to be used. And I think I try to do that as a subsidized rate. Okay, so these are some uncommon words that would give me marks. Okay, are my spellings correct? So to check this, I would be using Grammarly. So I have Grammarly here, but I have turned it off for the purpose of this essay to make it fair. So I'm going to turn it back on and refresh this page. Let's see how many errors I have. And I will turn on the autocorrecting feature of Google Docs as well. Spellings and grammar. Let me turn that on. This is loading. Okay, so it's showing all my errors now. Let me make this bigger. Okay, so I'm not focusing on the errors in that part. Okay, look at my errors. Okay, so I'm not going to focus on the errors in blue, only the errors in red, because the errors in blue are more of suggestions. So it says here, to start with, inflating the price of junk foods may seem. No. When I said mean here, I meant wicked, so that's not what I mean, so I'll dismiss this. But eventually, comma, so I should have put a comma there. So for all my errors, I'm going to use suggesting so that they will show us errors. But eventually, yeah, there should be a comma here. They will improve the health status of the society. Of society. Okay, so I don't need the here. Okay, because people can no longer afford these meals that contain, not contains. Okay, trans fats and sugar. Oh my God, this should have been whole foods, not wild foods. Wow, I did not see that. Okay, let's go on. So yes, they have corrected my healthily, which should be healthy. Spelling mistake. Gotten revenue. Okay, this is not necessary, but it's also not a mistake. So this is more of a suggestion. I will dismiss this. Dismiss. Okay. Subsidized. This is British American spelling. Dismiss. Junk foods, not junks food. Okay. Eventually, citizens. Usually, this is also a suggestion. Eventually, citizens will be deterred. Double R. Okay. Spelling mistake. Implementation. Spelling mistake. Oh my God, I wrote implementation. Wow, so you can see a couple of spelling mistakes here. Okay, so now the thing about spelling mistakes is yes, you would lose marks for this. However, you are scored based on the impact of your errors rather than the number of errors you make. So I may lose some marks for this. However, I would not lose as many marks as if I had made errors that confused my examiner. Okay, so as you can see, that's the importance of going through your work with eyes wide open. Okay, so I have some spelling mistakes. Um, I can check this, and I try to avoid this. If I use a variety of sentence forms, yes, most of my sentence structures are complex sentences. Okay. Do I have grammatical mistakes in my essay? Not really. Mostly spelling mistakes. Have I punctuated my essay properly? There was a mistake with one comma, but that was all. So I could say yes, I have punctuated properly. Okay, so this is a checklist that you want to go through on your own. If you do not have a tutor to go through your essay with you, you can do this on your own. However, there are some objective parts of this checklist that you cannot assess on your own, and you would really need a tutor to do this for you. So more information about this would be provided in the description box. If you need a tutor to check your essays and all of that, you would find details on that in the description box. All right, I will be ending this part here. So I hope you were able to watch that video all the way from the beginning until the end. If you followed every single thing, then I'm sure that at this point you are confident and you'd be able to handle any writing task 2 that is given to you without stress and without anxiety. Just to help you, I'll be including a checklist of some things that you need to look out for in your essay. And if you're able to accomplish these things, then your essay is good to go and will definitely give you a very great score. I'll be including this checklist in the description box, so make sure you open it and check out the links there. Also, if you want to find more videos that will help you take your IELTS writing score from a 6.5, which is like right in hell, all the way to a 7, then you should check out these videos that will follow.